And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, whether you're here on the Zoom or you're watching us through Facebook Live. We appreciate you coming on this morning. I want to introduce Ashley here. Ashley's here with us from Hurdlr. She's going to give us a little bit overview about the new benefit coming to you guys today. Ashley, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. I'm really grateful for you to come on and show us and show our members a little bit about Hurdlr and introduce it to us.
Yeah, definitely. Really excited to be here today too.
Fantastic. So I'm going to get it on over to Ashley. Let her take it away.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for joining me today. Really excited to walk you through Hurdlr. I'm going to start by giving you just a little bit of background on Hurdlr, and then I'll walk you through a live demo of the app. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So Hurdlr is an app to help realtors track their income, expenses, mileage, and taxes. And it's actually available through the CRMLS marketplace. So it's available through your members dashboard. I just want to give you a little bit of kind of background on how it can help you. So it's really going to help you by putting all of your accounting on autopilot. What we found is that 90% of agents are commingling their finances, meaning that they have their business and personal income and expenses in the same bank accounts and credit cards. So it's really hard for them to keep it separate and know their true profit at the end of the day. We've also found that agents tend to have about $10,000 in business deductions each year. So on average, they'll have about $5,000 in expenses, and then the business mileage deduction, which many of them don't even claim because they're not tracking it accurately. So I invite each of you to think about how you track your finances. How are you tracking all of the commissions from your listings? How are you tracking all of your business expenses and your business mileage? How are you tracking all of your self-employed taxes? And then if you have another job like a rental property or other side business or side hustle, how are you tracking the income for all of that? And the great news is with Hurdlr, you can actually track all of this in one streamlined tool. So we like to think of Hurdlr as a Fitbit for agents' financial goals because it's going to track all of this for you in real time in one place. And the top 3 benefits that it gives agents are help save time and money. So on average, agents are saving $5,600 in 18 hours per year on their taxes. It helps you always have quick up-to-date financials at a glance, so you're able to quickly see exactly where you stand. And then all this gives you financial insight into your business as well. So it helps you see where you can make adjustments and make yourself even more profitable. So it's really easy to get started with Hurdlr, and we'll kind of dive more into this, but at a basic level, it's going to help you automate all of your finances. So it's going to help you automatically track all of your income, expenses, and mileage, as well as your taxes. So it gives you a real-time P&L, and this is going to help save you time and money by automating all of this for you. And the second thing it's going to do is help you maximize your profitability. So you're actually able to track everything at the listing level and see your projected commissions versus how much you're spending on that particular listing. And it's going to help you know your true profit per client. And being able to see where you can make those adjustments to make yourself more profitable is going to help you stay in business longer as well. So it's been around for over 6 years now, and in the past 3 years alone, we've helped users track over $8 billion in finances and save over $300 million on their taxes. And we've also won several different awards and recognitions in the real estate industry. So I'm going to cover a lot today. Please feel free to use the chat feature if you have questions. I'll definitely save some time at the end for questions as well. So feel free to chat those in as you have them, or we also offer live in-app chat through the app itself. So as we get into the app, I'll show you exactly where that is. But if you do get started with the app or have any questions, you're able to reach out through us there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and change my screen over to the app. And we do have both a web and mobile app. So I'm going to walk through the account setup on the web app, and then I will go through the app in a little bit more detail on the mobile app, just so you can see both different platforms there. So through CRMLS, you actually get a special discount. You get 40% off your first year of Hurdlr Premium. And this is also a tax deduction. So in addition to getting that discount, you're also able to write it off on your taxes. And with this 40% off, it's only going to be $36 for your first year. That's a great discount. So you'll just be going through the CRMLS marketplace in your members dashboard, and you'll be able to access Hurdlr there. When you do so, it's going to take you to this page first. You get a 7-day trial, and then afterwards you get that 40% off automatically. And it will look very similar on the mobile app as well, even though we're walking through this on the web app. So I'm going to go ahead and bypass this screen for now. Okay. Oh, there we go. So when you first start, it's going to just let you know you get about 40% off through CRMLS. And I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now. And at the top of the screen here, it's going to have all your different action items to get your account set up. It's going to look very similar on the mobile app as well, so I'll show you what that looks like. But just a couple of quick action items. The first, it's going to be setting up your tax calculation. So this will just ask you a few quick questions so that Hurdlr can accurately estimate your taxes for you. So ask you your state, what your state filing status is, what your federal filing status is, and then it'll also ask you if you have a full-time job or if you're married and filing jointly, if you have a full-time job. This just means a W-2 job where you have taxes that are withheld. So if you do, you could enter in the salary for you or your spouse if you're married and filing jointly, and this will just help more accurately estimate your tax bracket. So I'm going to skip that step for now. And then there's just a quick disclaimer letting you know that the tax estimates are estimates, but many of our users do find them to be pretty accurate for what they end up owing at the end of the year on their self-employed income. The next action here is to enable automated reports. So this is something we recommend doing. With this option, at the beginning of each month, we'll automatically send you a report of all of your data via email. So this is great because you won't have to come into the app yourself. You'll just get a quick email overview with all the data that you've tracked so far. And then the next action item is to pick our income and expense tracking. So with Hurdlr, you're able to link a bank account or credit card, and that's going to let you automatically track all of your finances. And it's really quick and easy to do. It's also very secure. So I'm going to click link account here. We support nearly 10,000 banks and integrations. So the most popular ones are listed at the top. And if you have other ones, you can click the search bar here, and it's going to let you search for additional banks. So there's banks, credit unions, credit cards. You're able to link all of those. And it's very secure. So what you're doing is you're actually logging directly into your banking site. So your credentials aren't seen or stored by Hurdlr. They're actually going to be, just logging directly into your bank. And any additional security steps that you have in place will be sent by your bank as well. So I think here I have a text code that my bank will send me. So I'll walk you through that. And then your bank is going to grant Hurdlr read-only access to your transaction data only. So it's really secure because your credentials aren't saved by Hurdlr or stored by Hurdlr. Your bank account numbers aren't saved or stored by Hurdlr. So it's a very secure way to link your bank account. And it's going to allow you to accurately capture all those deductions and make sure that you don't leave any deductions on the table, which all work to lower your taxes. So if you have multiple accounts at the same bank, it's going to prompt you to choose which of your accounts you want to link. And you are able to link different accounts for income versus expenses. So if I want to link both accounts, I can. If I only want to link one or the other, I can also do that. So I click link account. And once I link them, it's going to start pulling in my transactions. So you'll see here, just automatically pull in those transactions that I have so far. And if I click the gear icon on the left and the right-hand corner up here, and click on banks and integrations, you'll also see how I can manage which ones are linked for income versus expenses. It's going to show what I have there. So I'm able to pick which ones I want to link. And then all those transactions just pull in automatically. And that's really the only steps you have to quickly get started. The only additional action item that you'll see on the mobile app itself is the turning on your automatic mileage tracker, just so you can start tracking your mileage. On the computer app, it's not going to have that since you're not tracking your mileage via the computer. But that's just a quick overview here. So before I switch over to the mobile app and show you what that looks like and kind of walk you through all the different dashboards, I do just want to highlight that in-app chat feature that I mentioned. So there's a little question mark icon here. If you click on that, you're able to start a new chat with our team and ask any questions you have. So if you have any questions or run into any issues, you can message our team. We offer live support from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And any messages we get outside of those times, we'll reply to as soon as we return to the office. We also have a help center that you're able to access from here as well for any quick FAQs. But typically, if you're messaging our team during our normal business hours, we're able to answer your questions in just a couple of minutes. So you're able to get really quick support and any help that you need there. Let me pause there and switch my screen over to the mobile app so I can walk you through everything in a little bit more detail there. And like I said, if you are using the web app, everything does sync across all the different platforms. So you are able to use Hurdlr on your phone, your computer, your tablet. It's going to sync your data across all your different devices when you log into your account. So this is a mobile app here. Across the top are going to be all those different action items. So if you are getting set up on your mobile phone, all of the different action items we just went over would be listed here at the top. This account is already set up. So instead of having those action items, it's going to have my pending actions I need to take. So as you track your mileage and track expenses and income, it's going to pull those in and let you know you need to tag them. The home dashboard is also going to give you a quick overview of all the data you've tracked as business so far. So it's going to show you the breakdown of your income, expenses, and the resulting taxes. And it's also going to show you this number here in white, profit after taxes. So that's really cool because that's how much money you're actually keeping in your pocket at the end of the day after you account for all of your business expenses and the resulting taxes. So it's a really cool number for people who are self-employed, since a lot of times it's hard to know exactly how much you are keeping at the end of the day. Now, along the bottom here are all of our different dashboards. So we'll go through each of those. The first one here is our mileage dashboard. So with Hurdlr, you're able to automatically track all of your mileage. And when you do so, each trip is recorded and pulled in here. And all you need to do is swipe to tag as business or swipe the other way to tag as personal. And we tag as business. This account is set up with 2 different businesses, which I'll show you in the settings in just a little bit. But I'm going to select my real estate business, and then I'm able to select which particular listing it's associated with, which again is going to kind of help me keep track of everything at the listing level. And the other option for tracking mileage is what we call semi-automatic tracking. So if I decide to turn the automatic tracker off, I can click the orange icon here on the bottom right-hand corner, and that's going to bring out a tracking button. So if I only want to track certain trips, this is a good option. You just come in here and start the tracker when you start driving for business, and then come back and stop it once you're done. But for realtors, I think most of them really find it helpful to have this automatic mileage tracking on. That way, all of your trips are just automatically recorded, and you don't have to worry about missing any. The other thing I want to mention here is you're also able to manually add mileage. So if you tap the plus sign in the top right-hand corner, you're able to manually enter any trips that you have. This is great if you've been using another app or spreadsheets for tracking your mileage up until you start using Hurdlr. This will kind of help you get caught up so that all of your deductions are accounted for in the app in those tax calculations. The other neat thing with Hurdlr is that it actually learns your driving and tagging behaviors as you're using the app. So you'll see the little blue bar here. This is one suggested rule. So as you're going through and taking a certain trip and tagging in a certain way, Hurdlr is going to learn that behavior and then suggest rules for that. So if I were to approve this rule, every time I take this particular trip, it's going to automatically tag it as the rule dictates. So if this is a trip that's always business, I can set it up so every single time I take that drive, it automatically tags it as business for me. I don't need to come through and tag it myself. So it's really great to set up different rules like that for trips that you take pretty often. That way you're spending a lot less time going through and tagging everything. The other cool thing is you can actually set your own custom rules as well. So we have what we call favorite locations. So you'll see the little blue star next to the locations here. If I click on those, I'm able to actually set locations and name them. So if you want to set up your listings, or even on the personal side, set up the grocery store or your children's school, so those are automatically taken out and tagged as personal drives, you could set that up. And if I go to my mileage settings by tapping the gear icon here and go down to favorite locations, I can actually click on these and then set up rules. So for this particular one, this is one of my listings, and I have it set up that every time I drive here to tag the drive as business. So every time I'm going there or leaving there, it's going to tag that particular drive as business for me, which again saves you a lot of time, especially with realtors. I know you guys are driving a lot, so it just kind of helps take some of the tagging and time that you're dictating going through all of that. Now, the next section here along the bottom is going to be our expenses section. So as you saw in the initial setup, we linked our bank accounts and credit cards. Doing so, it's going to pull all those transactions in automatically. And just like with mileage, all you need to do is swipe as either business or personal. And then again, as we tag things as business, we are able to track them at the listing level as well. So you're able to track exactly all the expenses that you're putting towards a particular listing. If they're more general expenses, you can also select no listing or buyer, and that will kind of just tag them as business, but not attributed to a particular listing. And then as far as kind of learning that tagging behavior, we do that on the expenses side as well. So you'll see the 8 suggested rules. This is going to suggest rules depending on how I'm tracking and tagging in those particular expenses. And this way, again, it's going to help automate all of that. So I'm spending less time going through and tagging each of my particular expenses that pull in. And it's also going to help make sure that I capture all of those deductible business expenses. If I always take a client to a particular place for business lunches, I'm able to set up a rule to tag those automatically, so I don't need to go through and manually tag each of those. The other great thing is you can also enter expenses manually. So if I tap the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and decide to add an expense, I can enter in any cash expenses or expenses for accounts that aren't linked in Hurdlr. And for any expense, whether it be one I enter manually or one that pulls in from the bank account or credit card, I am able to attach receipts as well. So if I click that button, I'm able to either take a photo or pick a file or photo from my computer. And that way it's going to keep track of everything, keep all my receipts together so I don't have to have a shoebox full of receipts sitting in my closet. Now, as far as income, that works very similar to expenses. So again, linking your bank account and having those income transactions pull in automatically and swiping to tag them as either business or personal. And all of that kind of updates in the top in real time. And you can also manually add income as well. So just having that plus sign in the top right-hand corner is going to let you manually add your income into that. Now, the last dashboard here along the bottom is our taxes dashboard. So this one's particularly important. This is going to estimate all of your taxes in real time based on the income and deductions that you're tracking. So here it's going to show you a quick snapshot of your taxes to date. And it's going to show your federal, state, and self-employed tax estimates. If I tap on the details button here, it actually shows me the detailed breakdown of how these transactions or how these taxes are being calculated. So it shows you exactly how those deductible expenses and deductible mileage are being used to lower your taxable net income, which then in turn lowers your taxes that you owe. And it's showing you all of that for your federal, state, and your self-employed. The other cool thing is if you make quarterly tax payments, Hurdlr also shows you the estimates for those. So if I tap quarterly at the top, I can select a particular quarter and it will show me my estimates for federal and self-employed as well as state. And then I can even track those payments that I'm making. So if I tap on payment, I'm able to enter in my tax payments that I'm making for both the federal and state side. And as I make those tax payments, it's going to update how much I've paid in the app as well. So you'll see here that I paid $1,000, which is that Q1 tax payment I entered. And it's going to show me my balance that I still owe on my taxes. That's a great way to kind of see how much you're paying towards your taxes as well as how much you're still owing. There's also a ton of different reports. So there's two that you can access from right here. This is going to be your Schedule C report. If you file a Schedule C, it creates a draft with all of your income, expenses, and mileage that are from Hurdlr. Or there's also this tax details for tax filing report, which is going to have a detailed report of all of your data from Hurdlr. So you can use that whether you're filing your taxes yourself, or if you have an accountant or a CPA, you're able to kind of just send that to them directly. It's going to have all that data they need, including the access to each of your receipts that you've uploaded in the app if you've uploaded receipts. Now, if I tap the three dots in the top left-hand corner here, this is going to take me to my settings menu, which has a few more features. The first is reports. So this is a full list of reports that we have. So the most popular ones are listed at the top. Then we have all sorts of mileage, expense, and income reports. And then again, we have those tax reports as well. And you are able to customize the time frame for any report that you want to export. So if you want to see a report for a particular month, you're able to set the starting and ending date for whatever you'd like. So it does really let you kind of customize what you're looking for. Additionally, if you have multiple businesses, which I'll show you how to set up in just a minute, you are able to export reports per business as well. So you're able to kind of see all of that data separated out. The next section here is specifically for realtors. So we have this listings and buyers section. So this is where you're able to track everything at the listing level. So if you have Lone Wolf, Zip Form Plus, or Transaction Desk, you can actually turn this auto tracking on and link your Lone Wolf account. And that's going to pull those listings and buyers in automatically for you. Otherwise, you're able to manually enter in your listings and buyers by tapping the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and then choosing whether it's a listing or buyer, and then just entering a couple of quick details in, like the listing price or the purchase price they're looking for, as well as the commissions. And this all helps to estimate your commission pipeline here at the top, just kind of seeing where you are based on what you have in your pipeline. And then if I tap on any of my listings, I'm able to see what my estimated commission is, as well as my income, as well as my expenses and my mileage that's been attributed. So here it shows an overview of the expenses and mileage. There's also a time tracking feature, which I'll show you as well. So if you're tracking your time in Hurdlr, it will kind of show you all of that as well. And if I tap expenses at the top here, it's going to show me the detailed list of all the expenses. And same for time. If I'm tracking my time, it's going to show me a list of all those different entries that I've tracked. So it's really cool because this shows you exactly, what that P&L is at the listing level for this particular listing. And you're able to see that for each individual listing as well. Now, if I go back, the time and task section is the next section here. So some of the realtors like to use this feature. This allows you to track your time that you're spending on different activities. So you're able to either manually enter in time. We have a ton of different tasks that you can choose from, and you can also enter in your own custom tasks. Or there's a little tracker here. If I tap the clock button, I can actually start the tracker when I start doing the task and come back and stop it once I've done, and it'll keep track of how long I spent on that particular task. So some agents like to do that just to keep track of the time they're spending on, showing houses or listing services, or just kind of like getting things ready for certain clients. But it's definitely not something that everyone uses, but it's a great additional feature if it's something that you're looking to do. Now, as far as the kind of customization I was talking about for businesses, if I scroll down towards the bottom, there's this businesses section, and this is where you can enter in your additional businesses. So in this particular case, I'm tracking both my real estate business and my rental property business. If I want to add other businesses, I can tap the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and enter them in. And each business I have listed here will show up as an option to tag my transactions or mileage to when I tag them as business. So, we have people who have a ton of different businesses. We people have one business. So it really lets you kind of track everything that you want to for your particular case. The other thing is we also let you customize your business expense categories. So if I go up to business categories, there's a ton of different default ones under each of these different headings. But you can also enter your own by tapping the plus sign in the top right-hand corner and entering in the category name that you want, entering in the heading that you want to fall under, and then the expense account would be the tax category that's mapping to in your reporting. So it really kind of lets you customize all of that. There's also customization on the personal side as well. So we do have people who like to track all their personal expenses. And if you choose to do that, you're able to enter in your own personal expense categories as well. And there are a variety of personal reports that you can also export. Now, the last thing I want to highlight here before I jump into questions is that chat feature I'd mentioned. So if I tap on the chat bubble here at the top, that's going to open the in-app chat to be able to chat with our team and answer any questions that you have. So that's an overview. I know that was a ton of different information. So like I said, it is available through the CRMLS marketplace. That's where you'd access it to automatically get that 40% off. And when you access it, it's going to create your account automatically. And then you're able to just kind of go through those setup actions either on your phone or on your computer and, just kind of get started from there. So let me stop there and then see what questions we have. Feel free to chat those in. So I see a question. I just downloaded the app and it says $60 a year. And I did put I'm a real estate agent. So to get the 40% off automatically, you would need to access it through the CRMLS marketplace. If you just download the app itself and create an account, it wouldn't automatically apply that. But if you reach out to our team through the in-app chat and just let them know that you're with CRMLS, they'll be able to send you that 40% off link to get that discount. And it applies to anyone else too. If you accidentally just create your account on your own versus going through CRMLS, it won't apply that 40% off automatically. So you can just reach out to our team and they are able to help you from our end.
Yes, and definitely everyone, to get that discount, like she's saying, you have to go through your CRMLS dashboard. You can log on right through there and you'll see it starting today. The Hurdlr icon and the Hurdlr little logo is on there now for you to click and begin your account. Mm-hmm. Ashley, I appreciate your time today. Thank you for taking us over this training for Hurdlr. We're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to having our agents download it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Ashley. You as well. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.